Hello and welcome back. I am Paul Brunell, one of the co-coaches of Empowerment as well as Man Reborn. Today what I'm going to be doing is breaking down two of the four aspects of discipline that I covered last week. And what I want to do is really make a two-part series where I focus on to this video to the next video. So this video, what I wanted to do is start with the two polar opposite aspects of discipline. We have active discipline and passive discipline. And the reason why I wanted to do it this way is because we're going to start with what most people associate as the umbrella term when they're specifically talking about discipline. So when you hear people say some like success people have discipline or you lack discipline because of XYZ, there are many different aspects and categories of discipline, but what I wanted to do and what we wanted to do in this program is cover the top four. So today it's going to be active and passive. A lot of polarities in today's video, which is great because it's going to start to get you to think about strategy, action, doing your daily reflections, because the art of passive discipline is doing something that keeps you on track, to resist impulses and a lot of other aspects that we'll get into the video. But if you are doing a whole bunch of everything and not really honing in your direction, your focus, or how you're going about your day on a daily basis, you're not going to have that passive discipline, right? You're going to be pushing you more into what we're going to cover in the next video is more reactive, based off of external environments that pop up throughout the day when you spread your energy thin, and your focus thin. So first I want to do is read you a little snippet about the depths and the origins of where discipline comes from. So discipline is one of the most prized virtues in personal and professional realms. It's often misunderstood and limited to cliches of rigidity and self-deprivation. When you look at discipline at its core, it is a form of self-regulation, a way to control our impulses, desires, and behaviors to achieve long-term goals. So if you don't know what your long-term goals are, or short-term, or don't know how to break them down, don't know how to create steps of process to accomplish what you're looking to do, how do you know if you're on track, if you're controlling your behaviors, if your impulses and desires for instant gratification aren't taking over, if you're not doing that self-reflection and knowing how to put the right steps and process to accomplish what you're looking to accomplish? Not all discipline looks the same or functions the same way. Some discipline pushes you towards action, while others hold you back from action. And that is where passive comes into play. Some guides you towards the future, as well as some helps us respond with intelligence to external situations happening in real time. And that is, looking at reactive discipline, which we'll cover, like I said in the second video. So that leads us to the four that we're going to cover: active, passive, reactive, and proactive. The origin of discipline is a concept and has its roots in Latin word meaning disciplina, which means teaching or learning. The etymology reflects discipline's primal functions as a system of imparting knowledge and skill. Yet discipline is more than just learning. It's also about control, order, and organization. Our early ancestors understood the importance of discipline instinctively. They learned that success in hunting and gathering, and therefore were able to survive. Depending on careful planning, control over impulses, as well as the ability to follow through and even plan when immediate rewards were not apparent. The emergence of organized societies and cultures amplified the importance of discipline. In the contemporary world, discipline is recognized as a vital component of success and personal development. Its importance is understood in various fields, from education to business and sports to arts. Today, discipline is often self-imposed, driven by personal goals, aspirations, rather than external rules and demands. Despite the shift in conceptual understanding over the ages, the core essence of discipline remains unchanged. It's about control and consistency. So when you're thinking about the concepts, right, you're looking at the characteristic traits: perseverance, focus, execution till your goal's accomplished, all these different character traits, virtues, values of what you need to put into place in order to get there, right? You need inertia once you have a focused plan, but it mainly has to do with high values. When you have a high value and you're setting this goal to what you're looking to accomplish, this is where discipline will keep you on track and to keep you going. So we're going to take a look at active discipline real quick. So active discipline is what people call the main umbrella, and that is what is mostly referred to as discipline when they bring it up. So you can see associated as a traditional understanding, the umbrella term of discipline. Underneath you have action, right? Discipline is all about taking action, because you could dream. It goes back to that saying, right? A goal is a dream until action is applied to it. So you can never accomplish a goal if you never create the action in order to accomplish it. So discipline is an aspect that pushes you, gives you inertia to accomplish the action on a daily basis to persevere, which creates effort, focus, and determination. As you're being determined into creating the step of what you need to accomplish what you're accomplishing, what is the why value behind it, right? As you're going through your days, it's not just, doing things because other people tell you to, or because society or some form of programming is coming through. What is the reasoning behind it, right? What is the power of your choice? Why are you choosing to do what you're doing on a daily basis? And if you know that why, your action, your effort, and your focus is going to be there. But on days where you don't feel like it, you have low energy, you have low drive that day, whatever the case may be, you may be overworked, overstudied. When you have all these external environments pushing on top of you, you need that dedication and the determination and perseverance to push you through to create the lasting effects of your goals, right? And action in discipline. The next is repeated consistency. Perseverance and repeated consistency is going to get you to the end of what you want to do, right? So as you can see, all of these adjectives we're adding on: perseverance, action, effort, focus, determination, consistency, and repeated process. That's all motion, right? And that's why this is considered active discipline, because it is the process of action. You're in the steps of doing so, right? In our coaching program, we cover and we talk about the 12 major aspects of life, of who we are as individuals. And you could see, and we touch in about what of the 4 can suit you in all of them, and what is your strengths and what is your biggest area of opportunity. So you can see, as you're pulling this through, what is going to create your gratification, right? Gratification of accomplishing your goals, your high valued aspects of who you are. So when you come through and you see, the biggest aspect is impulse, right? This action of being focused, having perseverance and determination, is going to help you with delaying gratification, because you're not going to have that impulse. You're going to be driven every day, like as you wake up and as you start moving, like I need to go, I need to accomplish. And because we're not constant all the time, right? We're not a fixed box of consistency. We have the ebbs and flows of our internal environments, our internal thoughts, as well as external environments. It's not the same thing every single day, and we're not robots. So we're going to have to lean on these as values and also character traits and your belief to keep you pushing in the right direction. And that's where you will learn how to demonstrate delayed gratification, because you will be able to manifest when we create and follow routines and adhere to a set plan that keeps us pushing our boundaries to achieve what we aim for. And this is the most important, because you need to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how to persevere through it. But the perseverance is going to be coming because you know how to push your boundaries in a focused, intent way. And that is the most important, because this is all about energy and putting out energy. So if you don't know where to put it or how to put it in place in the proper structure, you're going to be exerting too much energy, or you might not have the focus or even know how to do it. So as long as you know why, which is your high values, right? Whether it's internal or external, you will understand that the focus all has to do with the why. So the action behind the why with a focused, detailed plan is going to be able to get you what you're looking to accomplish. Active discipline is all about action and perseverance. It is a force that keeps you going. So when you're tired, it's your discipline that gets you out of bed. When you're looking to lose weight and you have that impulse of programming, of eating sweets or high caloric salty foods like chips, French fries, all these things, that's your impulse of, I want this, right? But it's your determination and your focus that's going to keep you on track of your nutritional diet, getting to the gym on a consistency basis, learning another language, learning a new hobby, learning a musical instrument. All these different things take active discipline. So now let's look at the complete opposite, right? Now we have passive discipline, which is the power of resistance. It is the brake that keeps you on track. It is the most misunderstood and overlooked part of discipline. You know, when you hear discipline, you don't think not doing anything, right? You think about move, 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 go, 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 focus and accomplish, focus and accomplish. But without not spreading your energy too thin and putting you in the aspects of I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, right? If you fuel that impulse of I'm going to stay in bed, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to push forward or put the energy out because I'm tired today, and then the next day and the next day and the next day, and you keep pushing it off, you're not showing restraint, and you're not showing that you need to create passiveness in order to be able to stay on track of your nutrition. If you're witnessing a conversation and you want to impulsively jump in to that conversation, right, and prove that your point is there, maybe it's allowing this resistance to keep you on track, move on with your day and keep going, right? It's not just impulse in sidetracking you, it's an impulse in every aspect of who you are, and your beliefs, your guidelines, your values, everything. How are you going to be able to put the brakes on and not be all over the place, or not have the ability to stay on track, right? So the strength to pass on impulse that leads to counterproductivity, such as your phones. Everybody has some level of addiction to your phone, whether you're waiting in your car, whether you're in school, whether wherever you are. The average attention span now, because of social media and how these apps are set up, is 7 seconds. So when it comes to impulse, every 7 seconds on average, your body and as an organism is saying stimulation, stimulation, stimulation. I need it. And if you're constantly going towards social media instead of creating your own active stimulation, now you're impulsively being sidetracked and disordered, right? So where are you going to go to stay on track? And that's within. It's being mindful about, all right, now I'm impulsively trying to reach here for my phone for this. Take a deep breath. No, I need to stay on track. What am I doing? I'm working, I'm learning, I'm studying, whatever. You don't want to be delayed constantly all the time. So it's pushing that resistance and being able to stay in resistance to impulse. It's about what you choose not to do in order to accomplish what you want to do. And Steen talks about this in a different way, but it's, it reminds me of the same. It's about what you choose not to do. So what Steen likes to say to a lot of his clients is, if you don't fill your day with what you do want, you will naturally fill it with what you don't want. And it's such an amazing phrase and philosophy, because if there's 24 hours in a day, you can't just pause your life. You can't just take something out and not replace it with something more beneficial, more growth ability, more abundance, more optimistic, right? You want to push that growth mindset. And a lot of discipline you have to have a growth mindset with optimism, with open-ended, absolute content statements that allow you the ability to grow and to push forward. So if you're not mindfully and with awareness filling your life with what you do want, you'll naturally be filled with impulse. You'll naturally say, I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep in, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll work out tomorrow. I'll start my nutritional diet after today, after my last meal, after this, after. So what we always say to our clients is, if you continuously do that, it's more of lines of if this, then that, right? Or when this, then that. So when? Tomorrow. Then I will start, instead of the power of now, It's about foregoing instant gratification for long-term benefits. Yeah, if you're on a nutritional diet and it's been 2 weeks and you love sweets, it's going to be amazing to have a cheat day or 2 cheat days or 3 or binge out, But you persevere through that instant gratification, your long-term benefits are your body is more clean, flour, white bleach flour, white bleach sugar, horrible for our bodies. So if you're able to eliminate them, your longevity of your cells, your mitochondria might be firing a lot better. You might have a better sleep pattern. There's so many benefits besides that instant gratification. Being frugal, that leads to financial security. This is a huge one. Not only what can I do with my money for it to grow, but the impulse of going out every night. What a lot of people call it the fear of missing out, right? If I don't go tonight, shit, I'm going to miss my friends, or I'm going to miss this, or I'm going to miss that. But when you sit back and you think, all right, you're comfortable being with yourself, and maybe you just call your friends to come over. You all save money. But it's not about the constant spending or constant doing. It's being mindful of your money, and then what you do with it that leads to security. So when you're looking into play, whenever we are confronted with a choice that has potential implications for our future, everything that we do on a daily basis essentially has potential implications for our future. If you're not keeping yourself in check when it comes to staying on track, passing on impulses, and you're afraid to miss out, and you're not being smart with your spending that leads to your future, you could see how a lot of that, has an implication on your future. Not sticking to your diet, right? Consuming too much stimulations throughout the day that throws your mitochondria off, that ruins your sleep at night. Most people's sleep patterns are affected because of their nutritional intake and too much stimulation. So the adrenal system shot. If that shot, most insomnia is half of your body's mitochondria trying to shut off and the other half turning on. So then you have this tug of war at nighttime, and then the next day you have the tug of war during the day. And that's why a lot of people feel sluggish in the day, and they feel like zombies where they can't sleep at night. Their nutritional pattern has them fighting, which is the implication in their future. Pushing forth in the resilience and fortitude. Remain firm in the face of temptation. Because as long as you resist temptation now, the future and when you get older, you'll have the ability of abundance. Right? There is abundance everywhere and all the time. But it's up to us to stay focused in a 24-hour period with proper steps of procedure to get to where we want to go goal-wise. Long-term, short-term, and in the focus of passive and active in the balance of these two. You want lasting effects of passive discipline ripples across all aspects of who we are, right? Active and passive ripples across all aspects of who you are. What does that mean? That means in your job, right? Where do you use active? Where do you use passive? And which one of these two is your strong suit? Which one do you know that you can improve and get better at? It's not a weakness, it's an area of opportunity, right? If you didn't know that passive existed, how are you going to be excellent at it? It could be an aspect of character or beliefs or something that you intrinsically know how to do. But now that you know the foundations of it, now you know how to focus on it more. What of these makes you really good at playing a musical instrument or drawing or having a hobby, being good at sports, focusing on, language or reading or getting better at something, focusing on traveling, right? If you want to plan trips yearly, quarterly, twice a year, you have to be mindful with your money so that way you're able to take, because you can't go out to eat, out to drink and party 3 to 5 days a week, and still be able to go to that trip. So what are you doing and how are you doing it? Getting what you want to get out of life. What's high on your values? And what are you doing to accomplish it, right? Discipline. Which is your strength and which is your weakness? I put them in parentheses. Most people use weakness. We like to use area of opportunity. So I know this is a long video and I'll try to keep the second one a little bit shorter, but most likely it'll probably be just as long. So thank you for staying. Thank you for listening. Make sure you're sharing and you're spreading the word. What we want to do in empowerment and in Man Reborn is we want to get a massive community. We want people to have abundance. We want people to have growth. We want people to have focus. We want people to build a community where it's all about sharing, right? We don't want to help people up. We want all of us to rise together. In order to do that, we need a community to build and build and build. So make sure you share this video if you think this can help somebody. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.